So just hold.
You can't fool Matt Sopa.
No, Matt Sopa on a ropa, dude. He keeps it clean, man. That's what he does.
Eagle eye Sopa up there. He will catch you early, late, hit a cone, boom, lights on.
And there we go. Now we got a clean start. Make sure he doesn't hit a cone. Just one strike against Field, and now we got a clean start. Come on, Matt Field, Alec Robbins. Send it, boys. Matt Field coming to that first inside clip. Alec Robbins. Do you see how he pays? Oh, wow, a big rotation there. Alec Robbins got a little thrown off, but Matt Field. Whoa, Robbins overshoots. Robbins goes way off course. I can't say I've ever seen anybody go that far off on that side of the course. Yeah, that was sensational. I want to back that. I was kind of, I don't know if you saw it, but basically when Field initiated, Robbins kind of paced himself back a little bit. It threw him off, but Matt wasn't the cleanest going into outside zone 1, and then exit stage left. Alec Robbins finds himself going through the kitty litter, the grass, and all of it.
Yeah, that rumble strip on the driver's left going up through outside zone 1 is no joke. There's a huge drop-off behind it. There's a channel that they've made in concrete to let the water flow down there. So if you drop a tire there, it's big trouble. So right here, this is where Alec Robbins got in trouble. He went wide after inside clip 1, and right there you can see he dropped off the outside of that rumble strip, which it's a gnarly spot back there. Last year when they first, or maybe it was 2 years ago when they first looked at that outside zone. So right here, Field's coming through inside clip. Alec goes wide here, drops the tire. Matt Field drops the tire, but then Alec goes really wide, goes off course, and that's a big drop off behind that rumble strip. So that can damage your car.
So what you see him go, sorry to cut you off. Watch, he goes deep right, and then it throws him off. He's like, oh, I'm going to catch up. And then
he throttled up, but ended up way off the course. So just made that mistake on initiation, got on the wrong line, coming through inside clip 1, and ended up going wide beyond inside clip 1. You want to be about mid-track after that inside clip 1 area, but he ended up way off, dropped a tire, and then his whole run fell apart from that point on.
So essentially, there was no contact being made. That was just Alec in the chase position going off course. And if he was kind of on course, Matt would have had to shut it down. But yeah, so yeah, let's see what's going on here. And talking to the team up here, that back right.
Both of them, it looks like both rears are probably flat right now. Both tires debeaded because it is a massive drop off there, and he's getting towed off. You can see the left rear, and we already saw the right rear. So he will have to call a competition timeout here to repair his car, and I believe if he changes tires, then Matt Field will be able to change tires as well. This is tire debeading due to a big course off like that. This is not exactly a situation where we wouldn't allow the tires to be new tires to be put on. This is a legit situation where that's required. So you can see that big off right there. It's not an area where you want to drop a tire over the rumble strip. It's pretty gnarly there. Hopefully he doesn't have any more damage to the car. It's just the tires. But you can see right there, he went wide after inside clip 1, dropped that tire right there, ends up on the rumble strip, tire off on the inside with the front right as well, and then his line is just completely wrong, and then he ends up going off here over that rumble strip, over the drain channel, and then ends up in the grass.
Yeah, he went ham the whole time from start to finish.
Yeah. Matt Field's initiation gets out wide to the edge of the track. A little bit of a bobble there, but nothing that would cause Alec Robbins to do this. I believe Alec Robbins was just on the wrong line going through there, and it set him up for disaster, really.
Alec Robbins got out of his car, waved to the crowd, and then jumped back in as he's going to head to his hot pit area. Throw some fresh rubber on there, and hopefully get him back out here. Matt Field's already back up to the line. He's waiting.
There's a collision with a wall or a track surface. So let's say the rumble strips, if you go off like Robbins did and you debead, then the rules should allow you to change your tires as it's a really rough surface you went over, and it didn't impede on the spirit of the rule, which was running low pressure. So
you are letting him replace both rear tires?
Well, that's being debated right now because of being not sure. They're not sure, the tech side aren't sure where the tire debeaded originally, and even Alec Robbins referred to that while he was talking to Lorette.
All right, here we go. Moving on to our next battle, we'll revisit that Robbins situation as Travis Reeder, Jeff Jones initiate into that first inside clip, And Reeder goes way off. Some gravel being sprayed. But Jeff Jones, look at that composure. Jeff Jones stays right there behind Reeder. Big angle there from both the drivers. The gravel machine gun of Travis Reeder. Travis Reeder, the street sweeper, coming all the way through. A nice job, man. Hats off to Jeff Jones. I mean, he saw him right there, but he kept it on the asphalt and not affected by that gravel machine gun in front of him, courtesy of Travis Reeder. That was solid.
Yeah, composure is the right word, Jared. The way that Jeff Jones just stayed completely calm behind Reeder, even though Reeder went really wide there on from inside clip 1 trying to get up the hill. So you can see here, he missed inside clip 1 completely, just overshot that area. But Jeff Jones doesn't skip a beat. He just transitions the car and gets right back behind Reeder as Reeder rejoins the course. So really great job from Jeff Jones in the chase position, just reading the situation and seeing where Reeder was going to go, and he just positioned himself in the perfect spot there in the chase position. So great job by Jeff Jones. And you can see Reeder recovers really well. He ends up filling majority of outside zone 1 and does a pretty good job on outside zone 2 as well. You can see he left it right where it was supposed to leave, crossed inside clip 1 right across the front of it like he's supposed to. So incredible job from Travis Reeder after making such a big mistake that it could have been pretty chaotic. You know, maybe a few inches more and he would have been in that dirt trap there, gravel trap, and been stuck.
Yeah, that paid off in dividends for Jeff Jones. It was impressive and composed. So well done there. As now let's see Jeff Jones out front, clean air minus that front bumper, and Reeder. Surprised he's still got that back bumper on there, man. After he ripped through that gravel. Here goes Jeff Jones, the Type S lights on the front end there. You can see him lighting them up. A lot of handbrake there coming in. That is a decel area. That is allowed. Big angle, snappy transition from Jones. Now Reeder coming up the hill. Both of them powering up into that second outside zone. Reeder really all over Jeff Jones. Dives in. Ryan, you talked about that early on. Don't go off course when you're exiting the horseshoe.
No.
And Jeff Jones, Reeder contact. Reeder goes off. Oof. Tires are gone. Yard sale, population, Reeder, and
haven't heard that one in a
Jones.
while.
Yeah.
Yard sale.
Yeah, there's a lot of parts out there. Barely used, new in the box. Oh, man.
It looked like Reeder got into the side of Jones.
Yeah,
it looked like he was being aggressive. I mean, that's just, you know, on first view of what happened, but we're going to have to watch a few replays here to determine exactly what happened. That was a great run from Jeff Jones in the lead position. He was doing exactly what he needed to do up there. Made it look really, really easy, and he looked really comfortable and confident. Travis Reeder was putting on the pressure. He knew he had to because of the mistake he made on his lead run. So Jeff Jones, got him out of the car. He looks like he's moving around. Everything's fine. I don't think anybody was injured in that collision.
No.
Looking at the initiation, like you said, big handbrake from Jones, but Travis Reeder's right there. Jeff Jones is running a beautiful line there early on. Great job on outside zone 1. Got into outside zone 2 a little bit late, but managed to fill the last 3/4 of it, let's say. So let's watch the latter part of this track here. As Jeff Jones transitions, Travis Reeder just shoots inside. Looks like he misjudged his transition through the smoke and got into the side of Jeff Jones. So Jeff Jones got collected there. It looks like from no fault of his own. Travis Reeder was really aggressive in trying to put an exclamation point on his chase run, it looks like. He just bumped him and ended up backing himself into the wall. Yeah, it's unfortunate. We'll get these cars towed off, and I guess the judges all have to make their decision now.
Yeah, Travis Reeder booping the snoot there on the end of that final run. Just right here. So here it is. Ready, clink, and just pushes him. And headlights go flying, trunks. Oh, boy. Zero chill, boys. I mean, what do you attribute this to? I feel like it's just, you know, just aggressive. Everybody just wants it. Everybody wants it.
Yep, driving hard, and he knew that he was at a deficit after his mistake in his lead run. So Travis had to put on the pressure. He had to be close. He dropped a tire or two there, leaving the horseshoe, and you could see he was trying to make some sacrifices to get close. He crossed through that smoke and potentially, you know, just misjudged where Jeff was as he came through the smoke, ended up making contact with his right rear and spinning him around.
Really unfortunate for Travis Reeder, but Jeff Jones gets the win. And talking with his spotter, as we would, we'll see Alec Robbins leading, Matt Field giving chase. A deficit here for Alec Robbins. And here we go. Robbins out front, Field in the chase position. See him initiate right there into that front clip. Now, Robbins really needs to put down a gangster run, and ideally he needs to have Matt Field make a mistake. You have to think about how big a mistake that was for Robbins going off course. It'd essentially be an incomplete if it was qualifying. Oh, and then Robbins goes off again. Oof. The plot thickens.
Getting thick.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, it just, yeah, just exploded. Well, yeah, that was weird.
Robbins is driving slowly back up. Don't know if there was an issue there mechanically. Here we go through inside clip 1. You can see the transition coming up the hill. Matt Field drops a tire on the rumble strip. Alec Robbins does a good job in OZ1. Outside zone 2, left a little bit early. Coming through the inside clip number 2 area, there, Field's putting on the pressure. Right here, it just looks like maybe
Axel again, that left.
Maybe Axel, yeah. Maybe there was more damage to his car than he anticipated from going off course earlier. But you can see it just looks like power stops being supplied to those rear wheels. Just not putting the power down anymore. Car straightens up. It wasn't, he wasn't in trouble there. He wasn't going to hit the wall or anything, but he caught it and stayed on the grass. All right. Yeah. Pretty cut and clear.
Yeah. Yep. So slide him left for Field, right for Alec Robbins. And Matt Field will be Grad Industries Gear Wrench Toyota Supra. And Mike Power in his Power Performance, Power Motorsports S15. Let's see what we got, boys. Let's get a clean fight here. Dan Burkett leaves that start chicane. Make some noise, Atlanta. Come on, here we go. Dan Burkett, Mike Power coming into that first inside clip. Big angle there from Dan Burkett. Mike Power transitions through. Mike Power taking a way shallower line. Gets into the dirt. Dan Burkett, that's what you're talking about, Lantaine. Whoa. Mike Power overshoots that second outside zone. Dan Burkett needs to continue on through the course. Mike Power struggling right now. One more turn for a massive advantage there for Dan Burkett. Again, Burkett is driving out of his gourd right now.
He's looking really solid out there, putting the car everywhere it needs to be. And Mike Power in the chase position there made a pretty big error. At initiation, they both look really solid. Coming through inside clip 1 on the transition, you can see Mike Power's decel light actually lit up on his windshield as he went off course a little bit. And then right there, that is, like we said earlier, a very tricky spot, getting up to that outside zone 2 without overshooting it or way undershooting it. It's a fine line you're walking when you get up to that edge of the track there. So as we transition here, you can see Mike Power dropping that tire, getting back on throttle, and maybe kind of overdoing it, trying to catch up, and then slowed down a little bit too late. Ended up going 2-3 tires off and then straightening up at that point.
All right, let's alternate the order. Mike Power will lead Dan Burkett. Strategy-wise here, what's going through his mind? He knows he has the advantage. Mike Power goes off. You really don't need to just, be right there with Mike Power, but you don't want to obviously have an inactive chase. I mean, we haven't seen one of those in years, but I think strategy-wise, Dan Burkett just needs to play it cool, and he's going to have the victory here as Mike Power had that major mistake. Power out front, initiates. He needs to throw down a solid lead run here as Dan Burkett. Look at, that's what, Mike's doing exactly what he needs to do. A little bit more composed. Burkett does take a shallower line, but mind you, Mike Power did not get all the way out to that second outside zone. And now into that final clip. Did Dan Burkett do enough? What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I think that he did. Looking at Mike Power's run, even if you compare lead to lead, he didn't do as well. He didn't fill outside zone 2. But let's watch it here and kind of dissect it a little bit. He did get nice and close to inside clip 1. Did a good job there. Did drop a tire on that rumble strip, but nice and wide in outside zone 1. But did not get out to outside zone 2. Didn't get in the box at all. You can see in the chase position, Burkett's right there with them. Mike Power does pull away a little bit right here, but he does miss the touch and go, so he didn't get his bumper over the touch and go area as we'd like to see. So really, there's nothing to say that Dan Burkett would lose this one based on the incomplete that Mike Power had on his lead run, or on his chase run, sorry.
And there we go. Dan Burkett gets the win in advance.
Thanks. Thanks, Chelsea. Yeah, Matt, thank you so much for your time. Best of your luck moving forward.
All right, here we go with our next battle. So next battle, Jonathan Castro, Chris Forsberg. Castro qualifying 5th, Chris Forsberg qualifying 12th. Both these gentlemen with brand new cars for the 22 season. Castro, Journeau Metaldom GR86. Chris Forsberg in his brand new, all new Nissan Z. Castro initiates. Chris Forsberg knocking over that cone, no big deal there. Now coming up the hill, Castro, Forsberg hitting that what is to be the touch and go into that second outside zone. Goes Castro, Forsberg right there. Oh, look at that. Forsberg right there on the door of that Toyota 86. Now coming back down, the pressure being applied. Now bringing it around that final inside clip. Woo, Doctor, look at that. Solid run. That was absolutely gangster. How they did not have contact coming out of outside zone 2 into that second front clip is beyond me.
Yeah, look at this initiation, really well timed by both drivers. Forsberg's right there with Castro, but look at Castro in the lead position, where he's positioning his car, where he's feeling like looking very settled. The car looks really, he looks very confident in that car. He's getting all the way out to outside zone 2, fills it really well. Forsberg, I don't know if there was a little rub there coming into inside clip number 2. We'll see right here. Ooh, so close, inches away. As he transitions coming down the hill, doesn't drop a tire, gets nice and tight on Castro's door. This is high-level stuff, Jared. This is top 16 right now, and we're running battles. You know, the level of competition is like top 4 already. So this is amazing.
Really, really well done by both the drivers. And like you say, Castro in that car, I talked to him briefly during halftime break between 32 and 16. He says, I love the car. It's so good, just out of the box. Just feels so comfortable, so just confident with it, like you said. Yeah. Here we go. Let's alternate the order. Chris Forsberg will lead. Jonathan Castro giving chase. Let's see what Forsberg's got with that clean air. And Castro drops into formation. Oh, a little cross the nose there. I don't know if Castro gave him enough room. Ooh. And look at that as Forsberg initiates. Castro taking a shallower line into that first outside zone. Now approaching the second inside zone. Castro dives in. Now he's applying the pressure. He bangs on the door of Forsberg. Forsberg stays in and Castro fighting to hang on. And one more clip makes some noise for Forsberg and Castro. I think just out of the gate, unfortunately, Castro was a little too close for comfort and did not allow his swing to go across the front end of that GR86.
It all fell apart for Castro on initiation. You see there, he's way inside. You need to leave space for the lead driver to initiate. And it looked like Castro was a little bit too close. And the way Forsberg comes across the track threw him off. And you can see it threw him off in a big way. You can see there on that downhill touch and go as he comes up, he ran over the cones, was off track considerably, didn't fill outside zone 2. So look, Castro's on the inside here, and he's really bobbling, moving around, tires off, another couple of tires off there. So Castro, unfortunately, that positioning and initiation, it just cost him the battle, I would say. It looks like he was really in the wrong place there, and it's going to be really hard to for us to give, I don't know, you made a lot of mistakes there. You can see those decel lights flashing on and off as well as the drivers are going through the course. The track is very dirty at the touch and go, so you can see Forsberg probably slowing down a little bit there to avoid going off course as he drives over all that dirt, and you can see the light popping off as he was coming down. Right there.
I know Chris was talking about just the highest horsepower VR. I mean, that thing's got a ton of horsepower. But hey, hat tip to Jonathan Castro. Love the driving, coming in just a few short years ago, and a real talent, somebody to watch. Here we go. Chelsea Denofa will lead. Now keep in mind, Chelsea, your number 2 qualifier, goes across the nose of that BMW, initiating into that first front clip. There goes Denofa, Brandon Sorensen. He tucks in into that smoke of those Nitto tires, but he pulls away. Brandon Sorensen really lunging forward and does not get out to the outside zone 2, but he does allow, look at that proximity you see from Brandon Sorensen, but what, oh my goodness. Brandon Sorensen, the magician, absolutely disappears behind Denofa. Make some noise for Denofa and Sorensen.
Nice,
this again,
yeah, nice flick initiation from Denofa there, but then he has that long handbrake pull. Coming up the hill, he's on throttle, very committed, on the rumble strip at outside zone 1. Coming into outside zone 2. Could have been deeper in outside zone 2, but Sorensen's nowhere near it at all. So watching that initiation again, a little bit of a tap there on inside clip 1 from Denofa. Great job on zone 1. Could have been deeper in zone 2. Sorensen, of course, didn't, like I said earlier, didn't get near outside zone 2. Good job on inside clip 2 from both drivers. And then Denofa, nice job on the touch and go. Maybe a tire drop from both of them there on inside clip number 3 as they cross the finish line.
It did seem that on initiation, Chelsea had a little bit of correction there going into the inside clip. I think Brandon was far enough back where it didn't affect him, but that still just changes kind of the dynamics of the entirety of the run. And I did like how Brandon, you know, he knew he kind of got gapped there with Chelsea going to the inside outside zone 1. Brandon kind of accommodated for that and got closer to him, not obviously as deep, but Chelsea didn't get exactly the deepest into outside zone 2. Here we go, Brandon Sorensen now out front. Aim high, Air Force high, into that inside clip. Oh man, that was interesting. I want to look at different angles of that initiation into that first outside zone, into outside zone 2. Brandon has been absolutely killing that outside zone 2. And now exiting out of the horseshoe. There goes Chelsea in his safe place, transitioning right there next to Brandon. I want to take a look. I hope we got a drone shot on initiation.
Watching right there, you can see Chelsea tucking right inside, right in that pocket right there. Did back off a little bit. So let's watch it again from a different view. So Chelsea's on the inside. You can see Brandon running over that inside clip, just like Chelsea did on his lead run. Both of them in outside zone 1. It looks like Brandon didn't get quite as deep as Denofa did in outside zone 2, but I think Denofa did a better job in the chase of mimicking Brandon's line. He was deeper. He was as deep as Sorensen was, whereas Sorensen in the chase wasn't as deep. And then coming down the hill, Brandon did put a tire on the rumble strip there, and both of them come across the finish line pretty cleanly there in that area.
Yeah, just the initiation was just weird, and I don't think it helped Brandon any. I mean, Chelsea got to be really close on proximity, but it seemed that Brandon kind of handbraked in and just kind of went parallel with that left-hand turn, and then just powered out of it. But love the way Brandon is progressing. So let's take a look at the BC Racing side-by-side instant replay. BC Racing custom coilovers go for gold.
Yeah, looking at both of these runs, just focus on the proximity, focus on the line that both drivers are running. It looks like Chelsea did go a little deeper in 2. And then right there on the transition, Chelsea's closer, Brandon's falling back a little bit. Look at Chelsea has more angle, definitely in the lead position on his lead run. And just cleaner, I think, in the chase position, car positioning, and mimic of the lead driver as well.
Okay, there is a side-by-side. Do we have a verdict? Waiting the outcome here between Denofa and Sorensen. And again, halfway through our top 16. Next up, we should be seeing Odi Bakshis and Kazuya Taguchi. Kazuya Taguchi, ISR Performance, Up Garage, GT Radial, 86.
I always find it interesting to look at the alignment on these cars and looking at Chelsea's car. We're pretty much dead center in the rear of the car, and you can see both front wheels because they're towed out, it looks like. It's interesting to see on an oval how crazy the rear is, and I think we have our...
So one more time, and one more time. So one more time, and so Ryan Lontaine, you sided with Chelsea Denofa. What's qualifying 7th, Taguchi qualifying 10th, so could be an equal match here. Look at Odi just absolutely rocketing out of that start chicane into that front clip. Bye. Wow. But look at Kazuya Taguchi. Nope. I got you. I got your number. Odi filling all of that second outside zone. Wow. 4th of July isn't for a few months, and Odi Bakshi is really making some fireworks. That thing was firing off. Wow. Odi Bakshi's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde here. That thing just looked raucous. That was sick, man.
The one thing I want to look at here is Odie, his decel light came on at a touch and go coming up the hill, but of course it didn't affect Taguchi, I don't think, because he was too far back. Odie did a great job on zone 1 and zone 2, but right there, Taguchi is far on the inside, bumps Odie in the door, and then kind of parks himself a little bit and has to get back on throttle, but is definitely way behind in proximity after that bump on Odie's door. I don't think Odie did anything that he shouldn't have done there. I think Taguchi was on a tighter line, and it looked like it was his fault. So right here, as they come by inside clip 1, good job from Odie. You can see it. The decel light definitely came on there. So that was a big decel from him, but it gave Taguchi the opportunity to catch up. But then Taguchi doesn't get all the way out to outside zone 2, bumps into Odie's door, and falls off on proximity. He still stays in drift though, so it won't be an incomplete, but it'll definitely be a deficit for, a bit of an issue. That's going to be one of the things we look at when we compare chase to chase, what happened in that area. I don't think Odie did anything wrong. I think it was just Taguchi being a little aggressive and being on a tighter line.
Yeah, and it just seems that Odie's car is just a little more violent from what we saw earlier today, from tomorrow into right now. Just the car seems absolutely violent, and just the fire coming out, just everything. It just seems a little more, like I said, violent compared to what we've seen.
It's very loud too. It's one of the cars. I think it's the only car that I have to plug my ears when he goes by if I don't have earplugs in. It's
Jonathan Hurst, really? Cash?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Kazuya Taguchi. Up garage, ISR performance. Looks like Taguchi was a little hesitant. He's shredding all of his bumpers off. Whoa! Look at that second zone. Odie. See, look at that just off camera. That angle there really showcases how you're kind of coming downhill and then just ripping through. My gosh. Taguchi looking like a burlesque show here, man. Just taking all the parts off. Right? Just like shredding all the bumpers, bro. Holy cow.
That was a heck of a lead run. He really threw it all out there. You can see him right on the rumble strip at initiation. Odie's nice and close, but Taguchi loses angle going by inside clip 1. He's not running a lot of angle uphill here either. Doesn't really pour it on either at the top of the hill. Right there as he's in outside zone 2 is where Taguchi finally pours on some angle. But I think that Odie in the chase position is doing a great job of trying to keep up. He's doing what Taguchi's doing in the lead, mimicking pretty well. But look at Taguchi, kind of a lack of angle. Still a lack of angle here. Odie then gets nice and close, and then right there, Taguchi pours on the angle, coming by inside clip number 2.
Yeah, let's lay out and just listen to these beasts going toe to toe. Wow, that was pretty exciting. And Odie Bakshis gets the win. Odie Bakshis gets the win and advances on to the Great 8. How we doing out there, Atlanta? Make some noise. Want to make sure you're there. I can't see you. Just got these bright lights in our face and the Type S. Everybody pull out their phones real quick and turn on the lights. I just want to make sure that those work, because maybe we'll get Larry Chen to snap a photo of all of us. We'll take a selfie here, 2022. Wave him up there, and maybe we get to the Final Four if there's a good battle. Get you all involved, because we're back in a grand fashion, right? Make some noise, Atlanta! All right, we got a moment here, so everybody keep your light on, but then put it down so you can't see it. Like, put it towards your chest or your stomach, okay? So we're gonna start a light wave here. We're gonna start it on the, where should we start it? Start it all the way down here. Can you see me over there? Right over there. Yeah, okay. You guys are going to start. It's going to come towards me. It's going to go all the way around, okay? On 3, you're going to start it down there, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Shine your lights. Shine your lights. Come this way. Come this way. Let's see if you can do it. See, boom. There we go. All right, it's coming all the way around. It's coming your way on the other side. It's coming around. There we go. That's what's up. Keep it going. Can it make its way across the track? Oh, look at that. Lighting up the night. Look at this. Like fireflies. You guys are beautiful. Turned into beautiful butterflies. Keep it coming. Is it going to make its way all the way back? It goes up the hill, and now start it back over again. Boom. Right to you. Oh, look at that. Totes adorbs. There we go. Everybody's got lightsabers. Your young Padawans turning into Jedis. Look at y'all. Look at that. Absolutely awesome. Keep it going and then end it, and then we're going to see our cars right back up on the start line. Here's our next battle. Frederick Osbo, Justin Pollock. Make some noise. Make some noise, Atlanta. Congratulations to you guys. That was awesome. So keep that in mind. Here we go. Osbo and Pollock. Osbo, our defending champion, driving that Rockstar energy drink, Toyota GR Supra. I called it a Corolla earlier, by the way. Somebody's like, he drives. I know he drives a Supra. And JTP, Justin Pollock, he did drive a Corolla for numerous years, so that's why it came out. But and I called Castro's car a Corolla as well, and it's an '86. So I'm not perfect. Not perfect.
I think you are, Jared.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
I think you are.
All right, well, here we go. JTP, Justin Pollock. He's driving that Falcon Tires Ford Mustang. That's right. Here we go. The lights are coming on. They're about to be extinguished. This should be a good one. Here we go. Frederick Osbo, JTP, Justin Pollock, Nitto versus Falcon, Toyota versus Ford. Frederick Osbo, guns a-blazing. The Norwegian Hammer comes out swinging into that first front clip. Now coming up the hill. Big angle there from Frederick Osbo. Pulling away from JTP. Osbo in that second outside zone. Justin Pollock gets to the side of him. Past that front clip. Look at Justin. On Osbo, has to back off. And bringing it on around. Wow. Really gangster run.
That Supra is fast.
Yeah. Yes.
It was looking really good for JTP until the exit of the horseshoe. So right here you can see them both initiating together. Looks like JTP was on the inside a little bit there, hit the inside clip. Coming up the hill, Osbo was a little deeper in outside zone 1. Pollock didn't go into outside zone 2, but Osbo did a great job. Look how close Pollock is right there, but coming down the hill as soon as they exit that horseshoe, Osbo starts pulling away, and JTP just can't stay with him. So right there you can see JTP left early. Osbo did get into outside zone 2 late. Didn't get into it as deep as we'd like. JTP didn't get into it at all. Coming down the hill here, you can see JTP struggling to maintain proximity. He was not able to stay close.
Yeah, it was good, and then just unfortunately just choked up a little bit, got close, and then just had to back off. And that's the case of, you know, that's how it happens. So I'm really eager to see how Osbo, like you said, the car seems like it's just got a little extra juice in the tank, and I'm interested to see how he handles Justin Pollock out front, because I know Justin's going to go for it too, man. He knows who he's going against. He's going against the defending champ. He wants to win here in Atlanta. Who's going to get it, JTP or Frederick Osbo? Into that first front clip. What do we got? Brings it into that front clip. Nice job so far, JTP. Look at that staggered angle. Oh, and Osbo gets into the side of JTP. Supra versus Stang. Woo! Wow. This is a battle of the ages. Come on now. Yo. That was a serious battle. Supra versus Stang, baby.
That was fun to watch.
That was sick.
So Osbo knows that he has to put together a great chase run here to really clinch the win. And you can see that he's close to JTP basically from initiation. Right here, you see he's nice and tight to JTP's driver's door on transition. He's able to stay with JTP up the hill, and he gets so close that they rub front wheels. It does force Osbo inside a little bit, so he's not able to fill outside zone 2. But what an incredible level of difficulty of what we just watched. Osbo in that position did an incredible job up the hill. It's just unfortunate he wasn't able to get all the way out to outside zone 2. Look how close the nose of that car was to Justin's back bumper. Really well executed there, and that was a phenomenal chase run.
Two things. I think that Osbo got a little lucky where he slapped into Justin Pollock, because if they were more tire to tire, I think it would have really disrupted both vehicles. Watch, he touched him right behind.
They touched tire to tire.
Oh, they do? Oh, man. They were holding shreds. They were holding shreds. But then also kudos to Pollock for not, the car, he doesn't dictate it, but you didn't loop it, didn't flop, it just stayed in it. And I think that's really important, Again, there's contact and then there's crashing. All right, Osbo and Pollock. Our judges slide them left for Osbo or right for Justin Pollock. What do we got, boys? Frederick Osbo gets 1, 2, and 3 votes. Osbo gets the win. Matt Fields Corvette into the wall in Long Beach. Here we go. This is the one more time battle between Denofa and Sorensen. Denofa out front. Again, it was 2-1. Chris Yule and Brian Eggert siding for a one more time. And big angle there. Look at going for the backy. Woo! Nice job there by Chelsea Denofa. Watch Sorensen. So I think they tuned this thing up in between the battles. Into the front clip. Now exiting out those type-ass Mohawk lights. Bringing it on down in the smoke bowl. Oh, what's going on with Denofa? Shuts it down. Was there contact?
It looked like Denofa over-rotated coming down the hill. He loves to
over-rotated. I was looking with my naked eye because I was just looking at this, the bowl of smoke, but Denofa over-rotates.
That's what it looks like. We'll have to see the replay here to be certain, but that's what it sort of looked like. Chelsea comes in with a huge amount of angle inside clip 1. Sorensen has a little bit of gap there, isn't running the same angle up the hill, but he uses that to get close to Chelsea. He misses outside zone 2 while Chelsea fills it nicely. Coming down the hill, watch Denofa. He's on throttle, running big angle, and he just gets greedy. He ends up dropping a couple of tires there, and that's going to be really bad for Denofa in the lead position. So that'll definitely be held against him in a pretty big way. And now we have the sweeper out there cleaning up the track to get some of the gravel off the track that he clearly brought on with him after that little off-course excursion. So Brandon Sorensen stayed out of the way. That
Disciplines,
there we go. So, you know, he might have the mental fortitude to get through this.
Brandon Sorensen out front, Chelsea Denofa in the chase position. The United States Air Force BMW comes in hot in that first front clip, takes it out. Now coming up the hill, look at Denofa. Oh man, he has nothing to lose right now. He's gonna let it all hang out. Look at him just bouncing around right there in the rearview mirror. Brandon Sorensen trying to rattle Brandon Sorensen, but the 18-year-old driver powers through. And whoa, Chelsea Denofa. And unfortunately, he goes out in a cloud of dust. Chelsea Denofa, that'll be all she wrote for him, as Brandon Sorensen will get that victory. And I'll tell you what, that loud and proud Mustang in your rearview mirror, you're chatting in your boots, man.
Well, there's where that mental fortitude comes in that I was talking about. Brandon didn't skip a beat. You can see he just hit inside clip 1 right there, but Denofa is right on him. Brandon does a great job on outside zone 1, great job on outside, okay job on outside zone 2. Chelsea's right with him. Transition here, nobody drops a tire coming out of the horseshoe. Beautiful job on the touch and go. And right here, Chelsea just over-rotates the car coming over the finish line, and that'll be an incomplete for him in the chase position.
And here we go with the outcome of this battle. Denofa and Sorensen sliding left for Denofa, right for Sorensen. I believe you know the answer, and there it is. Brandon Sorensen gets the victory. Fetty for short. And
you think his headlights are bright enough, Jared?
Yeah, I think they're good.
Okay.
All right, here we go with Ryan Turk out front and Sharifo in the chase position. Again, who is going against Osbo in the Great 8? We will find out. The lights are on, and now they are off. Remember that chase car can leave before the lights are extinguished. Here comes Ryan Turk, that Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla, initiating into that first front clip. Whoa, Fetty dives in real quickly, but backs off. Ryan Turk, wow, look at that. Just works his way up there so easily. And then Fetty dives in on that front clip, exiting out of the horseshoe. Oh, kind of a wide swing there by Ryan Turk. Federico keeps his composure as Fetty comes across. So, yeah, I mean, Federico really hanging with our current points leader. And like I said, watch it again. Ryan Turk does have a wide swing outside of the horseshoe.
Right at initiation here, you can see that Federico's trying to get inside, get that proximity, but he doesn't quite have it coming up the hill. Ryan Turk's doing a great job. I don't think he could have done outside zone 1 any better. His tire was right on the edge of the track. Federico missed outside zone 2, dropped the tire here exiting the horseshoe, and then you can see, yeah, Ryan Turk definitely missed the touch and go. And then Fetty drops the tire at inside clip number 3. So Ryan Turk in a chase position just needs to better what Fetty just did right there. Clean it up a little bit, stay on the track, and have more proximity. In the lead position, Federico has a lot to live up to here. He needs to really fill outside zone 1 and really get up to outside zone 2, because I think that was the best outside zone 2 I've seen.
Yeah.
His tire was on the edge of the pavement. He couldn't have been any closer to the edge there. It was a beautiful job in that very difficult outside zone 2. So, yeah. Federico has a lot of work ahead of him.
Yeah, but you called it. I mean, you were like, man, I don't think you could do outside zone 1 or 2 any better. I think that was just so flawless, and just you didn't see any brown dirt being thrown up. They do have dirt in the latter portion of the track, but there's dust, so we are going to clean that up as we get them out here. The Royal Purple Top 16 continues. Royal Purple, the official engine oil of Formula Drift. Go to royalpurple.com to learn more about their glove promo. So head on over there to royalpurple.com. As I want to thank all our sponsors. And while the sweepers are out, let's wrap out with Lorette. Lorette Nickel, what is up?
Hey, so Chelsea Denofa pulled over and I asked him for clarification what happened. And he said he didn't have anywhere to go, so he spun so he didn't hit Brandon Sorensen. Well,
thank you so much, and some clarification there. I think the second spin, or the second spin, yeah. I think that's what's referencing the first one. I think he overcooked it, because he was. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't on Brandon when he came out, and wasn't he? Yeah.
The first run he was in the lead.
He was leading,
so he over-rotated at the touch and go area, and that seems like it was just throttle induced oversteer, coupled with a high angle that he likes to run. And just like we say with the, backwards-ish entry, it's pretty tricky and it doesn't always pan out. Running with high angle can bite you as well if you're not on your game 100%. So here watching Chelsea Denofa in the lead position, coming up the hill. This is all clean. Everything is fine here. He gets up to outside zone number 2, fills it pretty well. You can see Brandon there in the chase position, nice and close. But watch Chelsea as he comes down the hill. Gets to a high degree of angle here, and you can just see the car over-rotate. And at that point, he drops a couple of tires on the left side of the track, continues through, but definitely a huge mistake from Chelsea in the lead position.
Yeah, just hung it out there too long to dry on that lead run. All right, looks like we are going back up atop the hill.
Track is clean.
Track is clean, and we are ready to get down. Federico Sharifo will lead. Ryan Turk giving chase. Let's see what happens here on the second half of this battle, our final battle of the Royal Purple Top 16. And the lights extinguished, and away they go.
Ooh, restart.
Oh, we got a restart. Looks like he rolled through the light. Next up will be the top 8. Link ECU. Link ECU, the official engine management of Formula Drift. Federico Sharifo. He's kind of cheating the line there a little bit, which he knows Turk's got a fast car, man. That thing is absolutely ripping. I don't know if you saw that, for those who see that's not a brake light on the front. That is a D-cell indicator. A D-cell indicator. Did many moons ago have front brake lights, but we've removed those for many moons. But the D-cell indicator has been instituted. This is the first round. We've been gathering data over the last couple years as another tool to utilize for our judges. Federico Sharifo out front. The Nexen tires go around. What do you got, Fetty? Ryan Turk in the chase position. And remember, Ryan Turk had an amazing lead run, but now in the chase position, how's he going to handle it? Doesn't mimic all the angle that Fetty has now coming past that front clip up the hill. So you can see that D-cell indicator going off. Ryan Turk tries to stick it to the side of that big Ferrari, that hot little hatchback. Barely navigates him, lets him go past him.
That was close at the finish line, I think.
Yeah.
From here, it looked like it was a little dangerous.
I got a little hairy. Lead versus lead, chase versus chase. What are your thoughts, Ryan?
Well, Federico looked a little bit choppy in the lead position here. I think he had a long handbrake pull, and he really slowed down aggressively coming to inside clip 1. But Ryan Turk managed to stay with him and match him coming up the hill. Federico filled outside zone 1, got his tire into zone 2, not fully in there, but did dip his tire over the line as they transitioned to come down the hill. Federico didn't look fully settled. The car looked like it was moving around a little bit. Right here, Ryan Turk dives in a bit. Federico lost some angle, and then they got over the finish line cleanly. Thankfully, Ryan Turk didn't make contact with him there. Coming up the hill, getting by that downhill touch and go, looked pretty clean. Looking at touch and go, outside zone number 2 through this horseshoe area here. Ryan Turk's putting on the pressure, is nice and close. And right here as they transition, Federico slowed down, it looks like there. And Ryan Turk was able to avoid contact though.
All right, and there it is, Ryan Turk. Ryan Turk gets the win. Ryan Turk will advance on into the grade 8, but guess what? He's going against his Toyota teammate. That is Frederick. Drivers out there. So like I said, start the weekend, you get 30-plus drivers, down to 16, down to 8 now, then eventually top 4. Here we go, our first battle of the Link ECU, grade 8. Matt Field, wow, working all his way to the other side. Big, nasty initiation here. Woo, going for it. Absolutely insane entry there from Matt Field. Now coming into that second outside zone, Jeff Jones taking that shallower line. Whoa, Jeff Jones, JJ, look at that. Dynamite, look at that. Well done by Jeff Jones in that final clip. I felt like Matt Field used the whole course all right, I'm taking this thing over, man. I'm tired of getting hit. But Jeff Jones, too, it's like he's been getting hit as well.
But watch, Matt Field doesn't get all the way wide at initiation. He stays not mid-track, but definitely not all the way wide. Gets back on throttle a little bit late, but Jeff Jones isn't really in proximity when he does that, so it doesn't really affect him. Matt Field does great on outside zone 1 and 2, but Jeff Jones misses the end of 1 and 2 as well. And gets on a weird line from inside clip 2 to the exit of the horseshoe, but he's staying close. He's putting on a lot of pressure, just not running the appropriate line in the chase position. So he needs to position his car. You can see he's way inside here, nowhere near outside zone 2. Gets ahead of Matt Field and inside clip number 2. Pretty much gets that clip in Matt's place. And then coming down the hill here, some bobbles, runs on the inside on that rumble strip there on the touch and go. So positioning his car, not really in all the right places. But for that, Matt Field didn't really do great on initiation either. Got on throttle pretty late after that inside clip, so making some mistakes there as well.
All right, let's see if Jeff can want to grow on here, go for it, and see if he can take down Matt Field. And Jeff Jones, you can see the Type S lights. They are on and cracking. And here we go with Jones out front. Matt Field chasing him down through the start chicane. We got a clean start. Jeff Jones, straight line approach. Field initiates way early. Wow, parts flying off once again. And Matt Field, interesting, what is going on there? Don't know if that was Field being aggressive or Jones. And Field, look at that. Something might have happened to Matt's car. Or did he get thrown off from the beginning?
Yeah,
definitely going to run that back.
I think he got thrown off in initiation. You could see that he was on the inside there, went over the inside clip 1, might have had 2 tires off, and then from that point on, he's trying to play catch up, and you could tell. So right there.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Got choked up at initiation. I'm not sure if that was because Jeff slowed down, but look at Matt trying to play catch up from this point on. Goes pretty good on outside zone 2, but way overshoots inside clip 2. And from this point on, he's way behind.
What came off of Jeff's car? It looked pretty substantial.
Potentially a camera?
It's like...
No, the camera's still on the car. Yeah, that could be... it's going to be tough to see. We're going to have to watch this from the drone to see if Jeff slowed down a lot at inside clip number 1 and didn't give Matt, the opportunity to stay and chase, or if it was just Matt being aggressive in the chase.
It looked like there were two things that came off of Jeff's car on initiation. Watch him initiate, and you see it goes off of track left
right there
to our left. Yeah, I don't know if it's a full fender or what it is, but when it comes off, you see it hit Matt's car. And there were two things that actually came off. All right, so Jeff and Matt awaiting.
Thank you. Okay, looking at initiation here, Jeff.
And boom, more stuff.
A lot of bobbles from Jeff's car, really low angle at inside clip 1. It looks like Jeff may have botched his initiation, so as you watch him coming down the hill, apparently that was a side skirt that flew off. But right here, look at Jeff. Low angle, low speed, and it looked like Matt Field had nowhere to go right there. He just got choked up, and of course, then Jeff gets on the throttle, and Matt can't keep up at that point because Jeff's already gone. So
watch all the corrections.
Yeah,
his white wheels that really showcase that.
That's a long handbrake. Matt Field's right there with him, but yeah, I think that was Jeff Jones. Look, he's straight right there. So I do believe that was Jeff Jones's fault at initiation down to the inside clip. And then from that point on, Matt Field, it's impossible for him to keep up or do any kind of chase run because he's been completely left behind at inside clip number 1. We always say the initiation is so important, and when the initiation from the lead driver is messed up in any way and it chokes up the chase driver, then that's going to cause that chase driver to have zero opportunity to chase. So in this case, it looks like the three of us agree.
Yep.
And we're all
smooth, aggressive earlier in all the battles. Let's see what we got. Rad Dan out front, coming down the hill. Here comes that Mark IV Toyota Supra into that first front clip. Big angle there from Dan Burkett. Taking that middle line past what will be that touch and go. Burkett into the first outside zone, coming to that second outside zone. Dan Burkett getting all the way out there. Forsberg now transitioning out, and you cannot even see them with the naked eye. There is so much smoke. Unbelievable as Burkett and Forsberg. Holy cow, that was probably one of the smokiest battles we've seen today.
Thankfully, it's windy, so that smoke is almost all gone.
It is cold, though.
It is cold.
It's a little brisk.
Great initiation from both drivers here. You can see the angle that Burkett's carrying through inside clip 1. A little bit wider than we'd like between inside clip 1 and that transition to go uphill. But right here you see Burkett doing a great job in the lead on outside zone 1 and 2. Forsberg's right there with him. Every move he makes. He did drop a tire or two leaving the horseshoe, Dan Burkett that is. Hit inside clip number 3 before the finish line. But watch Chris Forsberg's positioning here. As he comes up, his car's positioned pretty well. Comes nice and close, fills outside zone 2 just like Burkett did. Gets nice and tight on inside clip number 2. Burkett drops 1, maybe 2 tires, leaving that horseshoe. Did hit inside clip 3 as well, but Chris Forsberg's with him every step of the way, mimicking, doing the same line, doing what he's supposed to in the chase position. So looks really good from Forsberg's position. And Forsberg can clean up what Burkett laid down in his lead. So just be a little bit cleaner, stay on the track, and don't drop a tire exiting the horseshoe. Don't drop a tire inside clip 3, and put together the same type of line, getting all the way wide on zone 1, zone 2, and tight on inside clip 2 and 3.
I'll tell you what, Dan Burkett is really impressive here tonight. I don't know, we had some words with him earlier, kind of broke up, but he is just, whatever he's doing, let's see more of that this year.
Absolutely.
Chris Forsberg leading NOS Energy Drink, all-new Nissan Z on GT radial tires into that first clip. Dan Burkett tucks into formation. Forsberg powers up the hill in that first outside zone 1. Burkett, big angle there, does not get out to the outside zone 2. Burkett, you can see him, he missed an outside zone, but that was a good compromise. He got the proximity. Now Forsberg passed that touch and go, and one more clip. Whoa, Dan Burkett really, unfortunately, went tight on that inside clip. Hey, I'll tell you what, man. Dan Burkett, an absolute fierce competitor here this weekend.
Yeah, he put on the pressure in the chase position. Look at Chris's initiation, that right to angle, maintaining it through inside clip 1. Burkett's right there with him on that rumble strip coming up inside at the touch and go area. Great job on outside zone 1. Right there you see that Burkett drops off of outside zone 1 and misses outside zone 2 while Chris fills them both. So Burkett's at a bit of a disadvantage there. He drops a tire leaving the horseshoe, and then watch Burkett right here. That's 2 tires minimum, potentially 3 at inside clip number 3. But whatever Burkett's doing this round, he needs to keep doing it. The driving excitement, the level that he's competing at, he needs to keep this up. He just needs to work on his precision a little bit more, getting that car in the right position at every portion of the track, which is, if you watch Forsberg, what he does. You can see that that's what gives him the edge over a lot of drivers, and in this case, over Dan Burkett, I think.
I mean, think how many runs Chris Forsberg has completed here at Road Atlanta. Chris Forsberg gets the win. Dan Burkett is knocked out. But, hey, make some noise for Rad Dan Burkett, and that's FYI. Brandon Sorensen, Odie Bakshies, and here we go as Odie Bakshies qualified 7th. Brandon Sorensen qualified 15th. Odie leads. Nice job initiation by Odie. Coming up the hill. Look at Brandon. So quick little decel there. You saw that red. So the attitude of the car. Just the Atlanta track, you just got to be fluid with it. Carry that momentum. We've talked about it from the beginning. Oh, and Brandon goes on the inside. So kind of an early transition out of that touch and go, and threw him off a little bit on that final inside clip. Take a look at it again here.
Great initiation from Odie right there. You can see Brandon was a little slower on his initiation. It wasn't as snappy. It was sort of a slow rate to angle. Coming up the hill, Brandon's close, running slightly less angle. Odie filled outside zone 1. Brandon was inside a little bit, but outside zone 2, they both do a great job. You can see Brandon right there with Odie. Brandon might have dropped the tire leaving the horseshoe. Odie does great on the touch and go. Brandon drops a tire or 2 at inside clip 3. Overall, great run from both drivers. I think that Odie did a pretty clean run in the lead, and it looks like in the chase, Brandon made a couple of mistakes. Importantly, that initiation, and then sort of at the end of outside zone 1, I think he wasn't as deep as he could have been there, but he had to make some sacrifices to gain and then maintain that proximity.
Now let's switch it up here. Brandon Sorensen will be out front. Odie Bakshies, and really, really great momentum driving from both these guys. I liked it. They were very smooth, have very similar styles. I think overall, Brandon and Odie are fairly equally matched drivers here. Let's see if Brandon can continue on. Is Odie going to get in his way? Here comes Brandon Sorensen and Odie Bakshies. Look at there, Odie quickly getting to the side of him. Now past and up the hill. Look at that, Brandon, little shimmy into that first outside zone and then drops into the second. Odie not getting all the way out there in that second. Now coming out of that horseshoe, good transition by Sorensen. Big angle from Sorensen, touch and go. Odie, woo, man. Pretty solid heads up, and that's why I say fairly equally matched, good styling. Again, just that momentum driving. Both of them are harnessing that energy, man. Really well done from Sorensen and Bakshies.
Yes, sir. Look at the initiation. Odie does a great job of mimicking what Brandon did in the chase position. Gets right up to him on the initiation and then gives him a little bit of space. Coming up the hill, Odie did not get into outside zone 2. I don't think Brandon got quite as deep as Odie did on his lead, but did a great job regardless of positioning his car. You can see Odie there maintaining that proximity, and he does stay on the track near the finish line here, so he doesn't drop a tire as he goes over that inside clip 3. So here's a side-by-side for us if you want to cross your eyes and try to follow along on both screens at the same time. You can see there Odie's level of difficulty on that initiation, nice and close. He matches the angle of Sorensen coming up the hill a little bit better, I think. Gets into zone number 2 pretty well, and then coming by inside clip 2, they're both pretty even in that little part of the track. Right here, Odie does have more proximity on the transition. You can see that Odie does keep his car on the track a little bit better than Brandon did.
Okay, do we have a verdict? Is the needle going one way or the other, Odie or Brandon? The United States Air Force BMW Sorensen Motorsports from Las Vegas Or is it Odie Bakshi's Falcon Tires Field Suspension S15? Hearing some fans scream one more time.
Wow, that came in from left field. Did you hear that? How far away that was?
It was more like right field. Brian, that's like right field over there. That dude is loud. He's loud. Here we go. One more time. Odie Bakshi saying one more time. They're going at it again. So one more time as Brandon Sorensen, he is working hard for it. And
Odie better be careful. The last time.
Energy Toyota GR Supra. It will be leading. Here comes Freddie. The Norwegian Hammer initiates good flick into that front clip. Ryan Turk drops into formation. Both of them lifting up those Nitto tires. It's a Nitto tire battle coming into that second outside zone. Freddie actually doesn't get all the way out to that second outside zone. Now transitioning down. Looks like Turk backs off a little bit coming out of the horseshoe. And then Osbo hammers down. That was a pretty good battle. Watch up top here, the second outside zone. These guys absolutely going for it.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge area of opportunity for Turk when he's leading. So let's watch here. Turk's nice and close at initiation through inside clip 1. Osbo starts to pull away up the hill, but Turk's in that zone, number 1 with him. Osbo does not get into outside zone 2 at all. Tire doesn't even get close to the line. And you can see Turk there taking advantage of that, getting nice and close. Coming down the hill, that Osbo and that Supra is very, very fast. And you can see Turk trying to keep up, but not able to really keep up coming down the hill. That Supra is just ultra fast.
Watch it. Watch this. Later.
As they transition here, you can see him still pulling away, going up towards that hill. And it's not like Osbo's not running angle and trying to get away. He's just a very fast car.
All right, what do we got here? Ryan Turk will be out front. That gold nose that got him in trouble in Long Beach in the rearview mirror of Ryan Turk. What do you say, Atlanta? Make some noise. Ryan Turk, Frederick Osbo, send it. Here we go. Ryan Turk out front, Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla. Frederick Osbo initiates right into that first front clip, smashing that front grille of that GR Corolla. Continues on through the course into the first outside zone. Here comes Ryan Turk, gets all the way out there. Dips that Nitto tire into it. Now let's see how he handles it coming out of the horseshoe. Into that touch and go goes Ryan Turk, now transitioning back. Almost drops the tire. Looked like he didn't throw up dirt, but he did get onto that rumble strip. Man. Ryan Turk's grill just absolutely exploding. He's gonna need to see the dentist after that thing.
So let's watch
this.
Osbo in the chase position. Great initiation behind Turk. And you can see Turk getting on throttle, coming up the hill. Osbo does bump that marker for the touch and go. Turk goes way deeper in outside zone 2 than Osbo did. He didn't get all the way in it, but a lot deeper than Osbo did, definitely. Osbo drops the tire, leaving the horseshoe. Turk gets his tire just right on the edge of that rumble strip in the touch and go area. So let's see it from the sky here. Turk stays on the rumble strip there. Osbo does drop a tire, looks like, on that touch and go coming up the hill. Turk into outside zone 2. Osbo's in the right spot, but Turk drops a tire right before inside clip 2, as you mentioned earlier. So there are multiple mistakes from both drivers here. Looks like they're really pushing very hard on both the lead and chase positions.
Yeah, this is a good one. I mean, they kind of know what's on the menu. You know, they know what's in the soup, as they say.
Oh, beautiful, side by side. So let's look at how these drivers match up in a side by side comparison. Proximity, a little bit closer, I think Osbo is. He's a little bit inside there. Turk has a little less angle in the chase position coming through the horseshoe. This is a tough one to call.
But also keep in mind that Freddie didn't get to that second outside zone, so that's going to take some angle out of it because he had to modify his line because he didn't get out there. So that's going to take some angle out of it, taking that shallower line. So like, okay, got to check up a little bit.
Wow, that's a tough one, guys.
Yeah, it's all right. Slide them left or right or down the middle for a one more time. Remember, Field and Forsberg
that person is going to get in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Leave it to the pros, boys.
Yeah.
And girls.
Yep. Leave it in video games or on the track. All right. So we're still waiting for the outcome here.
Scores are in, I think.
I believe scores are in.
Maybe. Oh, the votes are in. The decisions.
The verdict.
The verdict. Individual.
The verdict from the judges. Here we go. Slide him left for Osbo, right for Turkin. It's one more time. One more time. You want to see it, Atlanta? Come on. You got to love it. Onto that incident, Alec Robbins, and then finally Jeff Jones most recently. And here we go. Odie Bakshis, our one more time battle. Odie Bakshis, Brandon Sorensen. Into that front clip. Now brings on through. Oh, Brandon Sorensen taking a very shallow line. That's absolutely going to disrupt Brandon Sorensen. Odie Bakshis coming out of the horseshoe. That was a major mistake there by Sorensen when he transitioned out of that first inside clip and the transition where the touch and go is. Went heavy on the grass.
What's interesting to see, Jared, is Odie's decel light coming on at the touch and go area up the hill. So as you watch them initiate here, Brandon's nice and close. Odie transitions. I don't think it had anything to do with where Brandon went, but still shouldn't be decelling there in that way. But yeah, Brandon definitely made a mistake there. Odie went out to outside zone 2. Brandon did not. And as he, yeah, right there. So watch this. Transition, 1, 2, 2 tires. I think 3 tires went off, but not at the same time. Coming through here, nice and close on inside clip number 2. Brandon transitions nice and close here coming down the hill, transitioning to inside clip number 3. Great job through the finish line, but Brandon has a lot to overcome with that error from inside clip 1 to just after that transition coming up the hill.
The track sweeper is out. Man, those cones have just been getting absolutely abused. The BC Racing clipping points. BC Racing, the official suspension of Formula Drift. And the BC Racing clipping points. We are still in the Link ECU top 8. Link ECU, the official engine management unit of Formula Drift. Cleaning it up real quick, and we'll get back to the action. Sorensen and Bakshis. One of these drivers entering into the final 4. Are we getting a comp timeout? Or is he going to warm him up again? Oh, looks like. Okay, it does look like Odie will warm up his tires. I assume that if Brandon wants to, he can warm up his as well. There we go, getting the track back up in order. And Sorensen is ready to go. Track should be clear, and we will be clear to send in a moment.
Oh, people are misbehaving, Jared.
Yep, it happens. It does happen. Doing a couple Bernies here as they're leaving the venue here. So again, keep it off the streets, kids. Here we go. Brandon Sorensen leading. Odie Bakshis giving chase. Brandon Sorensen, like you said, had that error. He's hoping that Odie Bakshis makes a mistake as well. But Brandon Sorensen, big, nasty initiation. That's what you were looking for. Look at Odie, like you said, to that touch and go. A lot of decel there. And Sorensen filling all that second outside zone. Now coming down out of that horseshoe, past the touch and go. Sorensen and Bakshis. Woo! Tell you what, Brandon's lead run there was gangster. That was really, really solid.
Really well done, Jared. We're going to watch this replay. Hopefully we have some, yes we do, up in the sky so we can see over the smoke. Odie was a little bit off of inside clip number 1 as he was following. Dropped the tire on that rumble strip. at the touch and go area. Didn't go as wide on outside zone 1. Good job on outside zone 2 for both drivers. Watch Brandon transition here coming down the hill. They both stay on the track, leaving the horseshoe. Good job on the touch and go. And then great job coming over the finish line there as well.
Yeah, it's, I mean, like I said, Brandon, he's had a multiple one more times. He seems like the guy that has seen the most action today, as he's in the grade 8 and with 2 one more times. One with Denofa and one now here with Odie. And we are waiting for the outcome here. And here we go, slide him right for Odie Bakshis. Odie Bakshis gets the win. Toyota GR Supra against the Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla. And here we go. Let's see what we got here between these two titans of the sport. Coming down the hill, there goes Frederick Osbo. Now transferring up the hill as Ryan Turk comes now into that first and second outside zone. Now coming on out of the horseshoe, let's see how they handle this. Ooh. Ryan Turk falling back quite a bit. Makes a noise for him, Atlanta. Frederick Osbo and Ryan Turk absolutely going for it, but Turk fell back a little bit there, Ryan.
Yeah, he made a mistake at inside clip 1. We'll have to see what happened. Hopefully with the help of the drone here. As they initiate, Ryan Turk's nice and close, matching the angle. Really good positioning from Turk. He does drop a tire and hit that cone. He does do well on outside zone 1. Great job on outside zone 2 by Osbo. And then
little
Turk made contact and fell off.
Yep.
From that point on. He was not in the proximity game anymore. So it was that contact. You can see his bumper hanging off right there. So we're going to have a look at that. And potentially we'll have to call some fault on that one. So watch this transition. Right after this, this is where Turk goes inside a little bit.
Ooh.
And that's where his bumper goes flying off, gets hit on that clip. Now Turk doesn't go into outside zone 2. Osbo does right there. There's a bit of a hit there, and you can see Ryan kind of resets the car after the hit. Watch it right here. And then you can see Ryan sort of stall up a little bit, transitions kind of awkwardly, but gets, he maintains angle and continues through the rest of the course. Well,
I am getting an update here from his spotter. He's saying Ryan lost 4th gear. So I got an update. So obviously that's a crucial gear for, in particular portions of that track. So
yeah, he should find it. I thought you might like that one, Dad.
You can tell a spotter right there. You should go find that 4th gear.
All right, I'm done. It's my only joke for the night.
Yeah, that's it.
My only
Bye.
attempt.
Yeah, Ryan did make it funny. That's one.
Now, if he doesn't have 4th gear, how many gears does that car have?
11.
He has 4 gears in that car. All right, so he's not running with the top gear in that car, which will come into play coming down the hill here, because this is pretty much the top speed, I think, in FDs out of all the tracks, right? 100 mile per hour entry. That's going to really affect his ability to get down the hill at the right speed to get around that corner.
Well, and truth be told here, Papadakis Racing, they work together on these vehicles, so it's good that they know.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is he just not even going to?
We're looking at his spotter. It's completely broken?
Yeah, we know that. So. All right, so hold on one second. We're inquiring what's going on here.
He didn't give SOPA the okay at the start line, sorry, so we're having a discussion here. Typically, the start line SOPA guy will point at one driver, point at the other driver. If he gets the thumbs up, he gives the light, begins the light sequence, and I don't believe he received the okay. on that one. So we're going to see what happens here. They may be, Turk wanted to call a competition timeout. I think he was talking with his spotter while he was at the start line and made the decision at the last second. So that's why he did not give the thumbs up. And that's why we're going to allow him to go back to his hot pit area, I believe, is what's happening right now.
Yeah, just getting all the facts in a row and finding out what's going on here. But like I said, both Papadakis Racing vehicles, both of the Toyota GR vehicles, either Supra or the Corolla. So this is an official NGK competition timeout. So
yeah, it's totally official, and we're going to get him back to the line there. Back to the pit, sorry, hot pit.
Yep. So Ryan Turk will make his way back after losing that 4th gear, and there are only 4 gears in that. So getting that top speed, especially with Frederick Osbo in your mirrors, that's going to be a tough one to hang on there. And finding out, Turk is still posted up there. All right, so Ryan Turk is he pulling back to the line? All right, so actually, I think they're just pulling right back up. Says just go ahead and run it. All right, so psych, just kidding. No competition timeout. Let's get back to running some battles here, baby. We don't need no stinking NGK competition timeouts. Ryan Turk will lead, Frederick Osbo giving chase. And it looks like as long as you get thumbs up, the lights will be on.
I'm on an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going to happen in the background here. It seemed like he called it, backed off the line, Osbo left, so who knows what's going to occur here, whether or not that competition timeout will officially be called or not.
I mean, Ryan Turk is at a major deficit here after that first portion of that battle. Now he's got a lot of clean air because his bumper's all chewed up, but still going to try to go for it here, minus that 1 gear. Now coming into that inside clip, big angle from Turk, transitioning up the hill. Looks like it's working out all right so far. Into that first outside zone, into the second outside zone. Filling all of it. Now bringing on outside of that horseshoe, transition back out. We don't need no stinking gear. We run with 3, baby. Ryan Turk pulling away from Frederick Osbo. So he found it, Ryan. He found that gear. So you asked him to go find it, and he found it.
Maybe it fell under the seat or something.
Yeah,
when he
it fell in the cracks, where you drop all the French fries and all that stuff. Go ahead, take a look here. Let's look at it again.
Yeah, great initiation for Ryan. Osbo's right there next to him as they come up the hill. Osbo does a better job in the chase, I think, of staying on the track through there. Turk makes it all the way up to outside zone number 2. Osbo's right with him, but right here as Osbo transitions, leaving the horseshoe, Turk goes bye-bye. And I don't know how Osbo fell off there, considering how fast this car generally is, but it looked like Ryan had an awesome line leaving the horseshoe and just left Osbo behind. Turk may have left outside zone 1 a little bit early there, but Osbo was right with them. Osbo is right in the pocket, running the perfect kind of chase pocket position, which is where we want him to be positioned. So great job by Osbo in that chase run.
All right. So as our judges are analyzing this run, I believe they want to see a BC Racing side-by-side instant replay. Surprisingly, right? Just how did that happen if he's down a gear?
I mean,
because that wasn't the case on that first run with him in the chase position. Just finding that right sweet spot, I guess, as far as the rev match. Yeah, things got a little interesting there with those competition timeouts being called and not called and pulling off and just taking a look post battle here.
We do have a side-by-side coming up. They're queuing it up now, so we should have it any second here. Really see the differences in between these runs. Who achieved a better inside clip, outside zone? Who did better on the transitions? Who had better proximity in the chase position? This is a tough one.
Yeah, it is tough. Just waiting
go.
for it. Here we go. All right, so Osbo leading on the left, Turk leading on the right. What are you seeing, Ryan, here?
Well, I'm seeing that, yeah, I was really focusing. I forgot to talk. Osbo looks like doing a cleaner run in the lead position and a much better chase as well. It's just really helpful to have that side-by-side to kind of cement things in your head and make you realize that you were on the right track with your thoughts after watching both runs. But I think watching those side-by-side really helps out to give you the clear picture overall.
Yep. And there are 2 Toyotas, and only one can move on, and that is Frederick Osbo. Osbo gets the win. The Type S Top 4 here at Road Atlanta. Coming through the start chicane. No problem. Got a clean start from Matt Field. Coming down the hill. Let's see how they handle this. Both of them initiating almost identically into that front clip. Wow, look at Matt Field pulling away from Forsberg. Did not expect that, but now look at turn on that smoke machine. Comes in to the first and second outside zone. Forsberg knocking over that inside clip, now exiting out of the horseshoe. Past that final front clip and bringing on up the hill. Man, you know what's crazy is did not expect Field to pull away from Forsberg that much, but goodness gracious, he latched onto him like Velcro going up the hill. That was insane.
Yeah, the way that Forsberg accelerated up that hill and caught up was incredible. Watch the initiation here. Beautiful job. Forsberg's always great at doing the initiation so well, mimicking the lead driver. But right there, he fell off a little bit. And like you said, Field pulled away, but Forsberg throttled up that hill. Right here, you can see the smoke coming off of that car coming up the hill. Forsberg does get it slowed down properly, fills outside zone 2 right behind Field. Right there, gets really tight and hits inside clip number 2. On the way down the hill, Forsberg's well positioned, transitions the car for the inside clip 3, where Matt Field drops a tire just before coming over the finish line. So right here you can see nice and close from Forsberg, does hit that inside clip, keeps the tires on the track as they exit the horseshoe. Field was a little bit off of the touch and go, and so was Forsberg in the chase, but great job overall by both drivers.
Yeah, really well done. Field looking confident out front. Feel like he's got something to prove. Got taken out a little early at round 1. And just in a very grand, tragic fashion. Here we go. Forsberg out front. NOS Energy Drink, Nissan, Z. Matt Field giving chase. Initiating. Big angle there from Forsberg coming to that front clip. Matt Field taking out the front clip. Now coming in up the hill in that first outside zone. Now coming to the second outside zone. Both of them getting all the way out there. Look at Matt Field. And look. Did
Mechanical.
Matt Field breaking down. Oh, no. Oh, man. Matt Field transitions out of the horseshoe.
Forsberg continues on, not knowing what's going on behind him.
No. Oh, man. What a bummer.
Looked like a mechanical issue there coming out of the horseshoe. You could hear the car rev up, a couple of pops and bangs, but unfortunately the car stopped its forward motion, forward momentum. You can see Forsberg doing a great job on zone 1. Look at Field's positioning in the chase position there. Beautiful on outside zone 2. And right here as they transition, that's where Field broke something, and it's bad enough that he's stopped on the hill going up towards the finish, or the start-finish arch there. So unfortunately, Matt Field will be out for that. That's an incomplete from Matt Field. It's not a great way to go out with a mechanical like that instead of a fight to the finish.
Yeah, you wonder what happened there, axle or something like that. I mean, just with it sputtering and coming to a halt. We've seen a few broken axles here today from Travis Reeder. I think Alec Robbins had one. So
yeah, that could be axle, differential. I mean, I don't think it was the engine because it was still running.
Well, Chris Forsberg gets the win. He's going to the finals. Matt Field will get 3rd place. Odie giving chase. All right, looks like we got a clean start. No cones hit. And here we go. The Norwegian Hammer swings into that front clip. Big angle from Osbo. Almost overshoots that front clip with so much speed. Odie Bakshis, you can see him really getting to the side of Osbo. Past that inside clip, outside of the horseshoe. Transitioning back through the touch and go. Now through that final front clip, look at, there's Freddie. Just pulling away once again. Solid run there.
That was an incredibly fast run.
Yeah.
It felt like it was over in a blink of an eye.
Heartbeat.
So watch the initiation. Osbo really strong. Odie was so close, and look how close he stayed up until the transition. He gets himself positioned beautifully there right after the transition. Bit of a bobble there from Odie as they get to outside zone 2, and he doesn't quite get as wide as Osbo did. Now transitioning here, Bakchis is pushing on that proximity, but Osbo definitely started pulling away there. You can see the grip, the power, whatever it is in that Supra just allow him to pull away from Odie. And you can see there from the drone that Odie did not get out to outside zone 2. Osbo got his tire on the rumble strip there in the touch and go. And Odie did end up, maybe five car lengths behind at the finish line. So in the chase position now, Osbo needs to do the same type of mimic, stay really, really close, but match outside zone 2 if Bakchis does go into outside zone 2 as the lead car.
Let's see what you got here. Odie out front. Who's going to the finals, Odie or Osbo? Falcon or Nitto? That supercharged LS S15 of Odie Bakchis uses all the course, swings in front of Osbo. Now coming into that front clip, lifting off that front left tire. Talked about how possessed this car. Look, Osbo getting really close to Odie, but then he has to back off. I'm telling you, Odie Bakchis is just on a different planet right now. But Osbo, I want to run back that replay.
Whoa.
Look at Osbo flick it into that final front clip. Woo! Yo! The Norwegian flag waves a little higher right now. I mean, let's take a look at that once again. Ryan, what are your thoughts? I mean, again, just Odie's just possessed. Osbo's right there.
Odie's headlights turned off just before initiation. Right there, you see Osbo nice and close. He's as close as Bakchis was to him, maybe even closer. Odie gets into outside zone 2, but Osbo doesn't, just like Odie didn't when he was chasing. Transitioning to come down the hill. I think Osbo maybe had more proximity throughout the entirety of the course. You can see here, Osbo's nice and close all the way through to the finish line. So if you compare lead to lead, chase to chase, it looks like both leads were fairly similar. They both got into outside zone 1. They both got into outside zone 2. It may come down to the chase where both of them missed outside zone 2, but I think Osbo maybe had more proximity throughout the entirety of the run. This is where Osbo pulled away from Odie, but look at Osbo, how close he is to Odie there, right to the finish line.
And there it is. This is a Norwegian flag. Waving them on. All right, so do we have a winner? Do we have a winner to go against Chris the Force Forsberg? Is it Odie or is it Osbo? Taking a look at this here, Ryan. You can see Osbo leading on the left, Odie leading on the right.
Yeah, look at the duration of proximity from Osbo. And you can see similar mistakes at outside zone 2 in the chase position. But here, you'll watch Odie fall off, whereas Osbo stays nice and close all the way through to the finish line. And he's right on Odie's door, right at that finish line. So, similar mistakes, similar high points as well. In the chase position, it feels like Osbo maybe had an advantage there.
All right, well, if we have a winner, they will go back, get a fresh set of tires, and pull back into the burnout box for the finals. Round 2, the AutoZone Road to the Championship, presented by Type S. The Type S lights underneath the cars right there. Pick up your Type S kits at your local AutoZone and slide them right for Frederick Osbo. Osbo gets the win. Freddie gets the win. Matt Field will get 3rd place, and Odie will get 4th.
It looked like that whole battle was on fast forward watching it live.
At Goodwood Festival Speed.
And did you like
it's
that
awesome.
one?
Yeah, that car is sick. Yeah, I drove a Lotus too, but. And here we are. Are you ready to see the finals? Make some noise, Atlanta. Let's send it. The Toyota Supra of Frederick Osbo, the all-new Nissan Z. On 3, let's yell send it as loud as possible. They can hear you for those fans that are leaving. 1, 2, 3, send it! Here we go. Frederick Osbo, Chris Forsberg coming down the pipe. Who's going to be on the pipe? Here we go. bringing it into that first inside clip. Big angle from Osbo. Forsberg dropping back a little bit. Let's see if he can reel him in. We saw that earlier. And now coming to that second outside zone. Osbo gets out there. Forsberg, amazing proximity. Now coming out of the horseshoe. Freddie looking a little bit more fluid here. Now coming back up the hill. And there goes Osbo and Forsberg. Another one, just like snap, boom,
Yep,
it's done.
it's over.
It's done.
That's super,
just like
so
that.
fast. Great job by both drivers, though. I love the precision of Forsberg. Even in the chase position, he manages to miss all the clips. Physically not hitting them, getting really close. Inside clip 1, nice and tight for both drivers. As they come up the hill, there's a bit of space there. Forsberg starts to catch up a little bit. Doesn't quite go out to outside zone 2. Sacrifices that for proximity. Transitions down the hill. And this is where the super starts to pull away. And they transition to inside clip 3. Very clean run from both of them. You can see they kept their tires on the track. Look how close Forsberg was there. He might have put a mark on Osbo's door, but neither one of them drops a tire anywhere. Look at the precision at this level of driving, the speed that they're driving at. They didn't hit any clips physically, knock the cones over. They didn't drop a tire anywhere. They didn't smash into each other. They were just inches away in the right parts of the track. Phenomenal driving from both drivers.
Two surgeons out here performing surgery on this track. Here we go. Last time we're going to potentially send it here in Atlanta. Make some noise. Here we go. Chris the Force Forsberg, the Norwegian Hammer, Fredrik Osbo. Who's going to come out on top? Who's going to win here? Round 2 of the Formula Jet Pro Championship. Now coming into that first front clip. There goes Chris Forsberg. Now coming on up the hill. Look at Fredrik Osbo. He takes out that cone. Into that first outside zone. You see a little decel there from Osbo. Into the second outside zone. Now on that front clip. Transitioning out of the horseshoe. How are they going to handle it? Bringing it on around into one more final touch and go and a front clip. Woo! Wait, doctor, look at that. Osbo has that horsepower on deck. Absolutely amazing run. The Norwegian flag waves high in front of us. Ryan, that was a really, really good job by both the drivers. Freddie, I'll tell you what, the gold nose, he is just all up in Chris's biz.
So Osbo did have more proximity, but it looked like he made some more compromises to achieve that proximity. So if you watch the inside clips that he physically hit, let's watch here as they initiate. Great job by both drivers. Osbo hits inside clip number 1. Osbo puts a tire off coming up the hill. Forsberg is putting the car in all the right places, fills outside zone 2. I think Osbo was maybe a little deeper in the chase there, but then he hits inside clip 2, drops a tire leaving the horseshoe. Coming down the hill, unbelievable how close he was there.
I don't know how he did not hit him there at that last one.
That was incredible. Yeah, there couldn't have been much space between.
And keep in mind, his nose is what got him in trouble in Long Beach with Matt Field. Just that gold nose.
That's what I was thinking about when I was watching it. So watch here as Forsberg fills outside zone 2 so well. Osbo hits that inside clip, transitioning down the hill. Osbo drops a tire. Forsberg, I think, maybe dropped a tire right there and hit that inside clip number 1, but unreal the level of precision from both of these drivers and how close they are all the way through the course. That is going to be held against Osbo, though, dropping a tire there coming up the hill. Great job by Forsberg in outside zone 2. Great driver. I cannot believe how close he was right there.
That was so close.
After Long Beach, it seemed, he was very apologetic and he felt what he did to Matt Field.
Oh, absolutely.
But here he's not holding back. That's like that champion's mentality, right? Pushing as hard as he can. So side by side here, you can see that Forsberg doesn't quite have the proximity. He looks more stable, though, in the chase position, and he does look way more precise, not dropping tires and not hitting clips and things like that. So this is going to be a tough one, Jared. Really, really tough. Level of difficulty is going to have to come into play here. And proximity, duration of proximity, a lot of different things to think about.
Yeah, this is exactly how we want to finish a round 2 at Atlanta. I mean, this is 2 champions, 5 championships between the 2 of them. I know Jeremy and Mara are watching from New York right now. Shout out to Jeremy and Mara. And the fans are chanting. What are we hearing out there? Are we hearing one more time? I'm hearing a variety of things here. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Osbo gets the win? Do you guys think Chris Forsberg gets the win? Or should they go one more time? One more time! They're going at it again. Chris Yule, that was you that said Osbo right there. You want to throw on your headset and talk about it? Send it as soon as those lights illuminate. Send it! Frederick Osbo and Chris the Force Forsberg, the Norwegian Hammer versus the Force. Coming down into that first inside clip. Let's see what we got. Frederick Osbo initiates. Forsberg tries to get the door Supra. And there goes that Supra trying to pull away from Chris Forsberg into that first outside zone. Coming in outside zone 2. Freddie uses all the course, gets all the way out there to the edge. Now past that inside clip. Freddie does knock it over as Forsberg now takes a tight end line, exiting out of the horseshoe. Now back up past that final front clip. Make some noise, Atlanta! Wow. Ripping.
That was a lot of tires off at inside clip 3, Jared. Let's watch this from the aerial view. A little bit of bobble from Forsberg right there. As they climb the hill, you can see that Forsberg's catching up slightly as they get to outside zone 2. Osbo does a pretty good job there, but Forsberg's not quite as deep. On this transition down the hill, Forsberg drops a tire, leaving the horseshoe, and right here, yeah,
whoa.
I think that was 4 tires off for Chris Forsberg at inside clip number 3. It was at least 3 tires, maybe even 4. So if that's the case, it'll be an incomplete for Forsberg in the chase position. So let's watch this from the drone. This might not be the best view. That was definitely 3, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Unfortunately.
3.
So that'll be an incomplete for Chris Forsberg in the chase position due to 3 tires or more, of course, being an incomplete.
Yeah, that's definitely a turn of events there. Did not see that coming. I mean, just Freddie, when he goes initiates and just absolutely pulls away from Forsberg, he's trying to catch up to him, just cannot catch him. Just got that horsepower on deck.
Yeah, and the grip to put it down on the ground as well. All right, this might give us a better view of the, so that's 1 tire off there, leaving the horseshoe. You can see right here as they go by, well, Osbo
1,
goes
2,
around.
3.
Yeah, that's 4
well,
tires
that's 4.
off. That's 4 tires off
Yeah,
for
I mean
Forsberg.
3 or more. Yeah, that's a big blow to the system of the Chris Forsberg Racing Camp.
Sure is. That's going to be hard to overcome. Thank you for the slow motion drone footage.
Slow motion for me.
That was very helpful. Thank you, thank you.
And looks like track sweeper, 1 more turn and burn, and we will see what outcome we have between Forsberg and Osbo, with Forsberg going off there on that last inside clip.
Assume he got lost in the smoke, transitioned a little bit too early, was on the wrong line. And
yeah.
When you're committed like that, you just stay on throttle and go for it. But unfortunately, was on the wrong side of that inside clip.
Yeah, so again, for sure, Matt Field is 3rd place here. Who the winner is, we are about to find out. Or are we? Crazier things have happened. And we will now see Forsberg leading in the NOS Energy Drink Nissan All New Z GT radial tires, and Frederick Osbo chasing him down that gold nose of the Rockstar Energy Toyota GR Supra on Nitto tires. And it looks like we are clear to send. The clock is ticking. 10:57 on that PM dial, and here we go. Send it, Atlanta! Forsberg, Osbo, Force, the Hammer, Nissan versus Toyota, GT Radial versus Ditto. Big initiation there from Forsberg. Big angle from him. Now coming on in, shallow on that line, coming to that first outside zone. Cones are flying everywhere. It's a party here in Atlanta. Into that front clip. Big, nice sweep there by both the drivers. Look at that snappy transition from Osbo. Coming on down, back the hill. 1 more clip for glory for one of these drivers. Osbo or Forsberg. Make some noise, Atlanta, for all our drivers, our crews, our teams, our sponsors, everybody, including yourself. Formula Drift Atlanta. Some tremendous driving. Let's look at it again here, Ryan.
Awesome initiation from Chris Forsberg. You can see those front wheels set as he transitions to come up the hill. He does hit both of those markers for the downhill touch and go. Coming to outside zone number 2. He's doing really well in outside zone 2. You can see him fill it fully there. Osbo's right with him coming down the hill. And as he transitions for that final inside clip. Oh, we're coming back up the hill again. Coming up to outside zone 2 right there. You can see Forsberg. Great job on outside zone 2. Osbo right there with them. As they come down the hill, this is where we're going to see them both get nice and tight on that inside clip, come over the finish line. And that's all she wrote.
All right, well, if we have a winner, we will bring them down here into the keyhole. It looks like we do have the winner, so let's bring them on down, boys. Send them on down. All right, and there they are. Oh, it looks like Fields got his car back up and running. Might be limping down there, but regardless, we got the 3 cars that finish out our podium here in Atlanta. Always just a rad backdrop to see them coming down the hill. All 3 of those cars making their way. And there you see 1, 2, and 3. You know Matt Field got 3rd place. But who is your winner here in Atlanta? Round 2 of the Formula Drift Championship. Frederick Osbo almost was on the box in Long Beach. Matt Field, hats off to his team, working hard, still on the podium. That number 1 spot evades him here in Atlanta, but still a hard-working team to get it back up and running after no straight corner in that car. And getting that P1 position yesterday in qualifying.
I didn't like that grass anyway.
Make some noise for your top 3 finishers here in Atlanta. And as they step outside of their vehicle, we'll announce your podium finishers. Join us over the podium ceremony just here, not too far from the judging tower. Finishing 3rd place here at round 2, the AutoZone Road to the Championship, presented by Type S, the Beast from the Bay. 3rd place in the Falcon Tires Corvette, Matt Field. And now your winner here at round 2 of the Formula Drift Championship is a former champion himself, is sponsored by an energy drink company. And your winner here at round 2 at AutoZone Road to Championship, presented by Type S, is Frederick the Norwegian Hammer Osbo. Gets the win here in Atlanta. There is your winner. Freddie gets the win. And there is the flag. And there you go. High five from his competitor. And 2nd place here at round 2 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, the AutoZone Road to the Championship, presented by Type S in the NOS Energy Drink, all new Nissan Z on GT Radials. Chris the Force Forsberg, your 2nd place finisher here in Atlanta. Congratulations. 1, 2, and 3, Frederick Osbo, Chris Forsberg, and Matt Field. You're 1, 2, and 3 here in Atlanta. Can't wait to see you guys in Orlando. See you over at the podium ceremony. Ryan Lantain, your thoughts about today's event and what you expect in Orlando, baby.
Yeah, I don't think we were disappointed with the level of action that we had here tonight. These guys are pushing harder and harder every round. Orlando is going to be an oval, so that's going to be a whole new set of challenges with the wall going around on both, on that bank side and then coming down into in the infield, there's that big drop in. So we've seen cars get disturbed by that and damaged by that as well. So going to be a whole new set of challenges in Orlando, but the show just keeps going on.
Yep. All right. At this time, I'd love to throw it down to Lorette Nickel. I know Lorette is down there. Lorette, down to you with our podium finishers.
Thank you, Jared. I am unfortunately interrupting a conversation between Frederick and Chris, but Frederick, so much celebration going on down here. And in a night that seemed pretty unpredictable, how did you make those brave but calm decisions?
This one was really special because these guys are on form here, and I feel like this track is where the fastest car will win. And Chris, you know, a mastermind, not only at driving, but setting up everything, finding speed. I mean, 3-time FD champ speaks volumes. And I knew that going through the bracket, going, you know, even from, you know, Pollock in 16, we had to bring our A game. Against Ryan, I was dead nervous prior to that battle. And, you know, Ryan had some technical issues. Without that, I think we would have lost right there and then. Odie, you know, he's had me the last couple of times we battled. Again, lightning quick car, and here we are, number 1 with, okay, maybe the fastest car then. So big props to my team. You know, the guys haven't built this thing. Big props to my buddies from Norway here today and to all of you guys here. So thank you all.
Absolutely, and going against a 3-time champion, I mean, talk about what that pressure is like.
Pressure? I don't know what you're talking about. It's immense. There's immense pressure. I'm a mess the week leading up to a race because I'm focused, I'm nervous, I have butterflies, and I'm poised and driven. And I definitely have a real strong drive to do well here. I have a lot of experience now, right? I'm becoming a veteran of the sport, whether I want it or not. But the pressure, I mean, it's the craziest thing that I do, and it's the craziest thing that I've done my whole life, this stuff, and here we are, duking it out for 20 seconds, not being able to see anything, so it's a blast.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, your winner, round number 2, Frederick Osbo. Jared.
Thank you so much, Lorette. Congratulations, Freddie Forsberg and Matt Field, as teams are joining them down here at the bottom. There's Jonathan Castro giving his Toyota homeboy a hug, and we will see you guys at the podium. Thank you guys and gals so much for joining us and sticking around. And here is the unofficial current standings. And again, just after 2 stops of the Formula Drift Championship, again with Ryan Turk getting the victory, got knocked out in 8, but now with Freddie finishing 4th, and now with the win, shaking things up. But Matt Field, look at that. He sits comfortably there in 2nd. You got Frederick Osbo leading. Again, this is unofficial. Ryan Turk, Chris Forsberg jumps up to 4th. Odie Bakshi sitting in 5th. So thank you guys and gals. Those are the standings. Let's celebrate at the podium and get some champagne flowing. We'll see you guys in Orlando, or we'll see you online, or we'll see you another time. And this is what went down here on this iconic track. 19 years of Formula Drift. It's been going down since 2004. And guess what? 2023, we'll celebrate 20 years of Formula Drift coming here to Braselton and Road Atlanta. On behalf of the whole FD staff, thank you so much. Send it, Formula Drift Nation. We'll see you online, or we'll see you another time.